Hey guys, and good morning to another episode of Behind the Closed Doors. Okay, so you guys asked me, how do you like the D6500 for the vlogs? I absolutely amazingly love the camera. Now, we've been used to shooting in 4K, but normally I'm quite a distance away from the camera, or there's a lot of other stuff going on. And now, actually, because I saw myself on 4K in the camera, well, I decided to maybe find that shaver and make it a little bit more comfortable for you guys to look at my face. So, today, the workshop Coaching and Motion. Now, this is one of the most important things and often not understood by people that shoot models. Now, what's going on? What you have to realize is that a model is a person. Sounds obvious, right? But often photographers forget this. So the model is in front of the camera and the photographers just start shooting and going like, yeah, looking at the back of the camera. And a model will absolutely not get into the drive of the photo shoot and actually get nervous. And when a model gets nervous, you will eventually end up with pretty lousy shots. So make sure you always talk to your model. But how do you talk to your model? Do you just say, oh man, you look pretty? Or, well, this pose doesn't work. Well, today it's all about that. We have our model Claudia here, and we're going to try to teach the students how to interact with a model. And this means that the model will also act like she's never posed before. So she will make it a little bit more difficult. For inspiration, guys, check it out. Okay, so the last few days we really tried to up the ante with the vlog and of course also with the other shows that we do, like Quite Frankly and Digital Classroom. We're constantly trying to improve stuff, but the vlog is something that I'm totally, well, unexperienced with. We've done a few, of course, but I'm learning every single day. Now, if you see something in the vlog that you think could be better or different, or segments that you really like or segments you want me to add, let us know in the comments below, and of course we will adjust the vlog, because in the end we'll make it for you guys. So let us know. Now, I literally yesterday found out that I forgot to retouch a whole session with Lois. Sorry, Lois, I'm gonna do that right away. That's why we're actually extra early in the studio. So I'm gonna retouch Lois now, and it was from the small flash workshop. Now, normally I never forget to do it because I always do it right after the workshop. The last few weeks, guys, has been so incredibly busy. So I'm gonna retouch Lois now. Sorry, Lois. Now, luckily I did make the selection already, so I'm gonna show you which images I'm gonna retouch. And these were all done with small strobes, because this was done in the workshop, small strobes. Now, what is a small strobe? It's actually a speed light. So in my case, it's the photic system, and we use the Frank Doorhof flash benders from Expo Imaging, who, by the way, is the main sponsor together with BenQ of Digital Classroom. So make sure to check them out. They're really awesome products. Okay, I'm gonna get to work. I'm working with the Wacom, and with the Wacom you actually have an AK remote, and I programmed all the buttons so I don't need a keyboard. So when I, for example, am in Capture One, you have these recipes. So let's go here, and this one is actually called Frank to Photoshop, where you make a TIFF 16 bits, Adobe RGB, and open Photoshop. And the short key I actually programmed under my key here. And now it will do the raw conversion to TIFF and then open up Photoshop on the Wacom. So these EK remotes, and you have them also on the Intuos, but they're not called EK remotes, they're just the buttons on the Intuos. You really have to program those because they can really cut down on your workflow. Okay, now the same goes for sampling. For example, when you use the clone or healing brush, normally people will program that under one of the buttons. And I really don't like it because somehow when I'm retouching, it just doesn't feel right. So I actually programmed this key as the sample key, and that works really fast because now I can sample and retouch very quickly. As you can see, this goes really fast and way better than just programming it under a key on your pen, because this feels way more natural. And I have the same setup, by the way, on the Intuos. And with 15 minutes on the clock before the workshop starts, we're done with Lois. Well, we're not actually done with Lois, of course, but with the images. So let me show you guys very quickly what we did. Now this, by the way, is one of the things that I love about the flash benders. You can make light actually behave the way that you want by just bending the flash bender. Really, really awesome product. Can't say it enough. So this was outside our studio. A slightly lower angle, so you see all the junk in the back. And this was done with the Light Blaster. Also love that product. You can use slides and then project them on the background. If you want any more information about Light Blaster, just give me an email. Or drop me an email, I believe the expression is. Really like this expression here, is absolutely stunning. And this was actually an idea of Chaim, who also was at the workshop. And they said, we're not gonna tell you anything, just take the shot. 1, 2, 3, and see this. So, and a black and white version, because sometimes black and white is just so much more powerful. Okay, so I'm gonna store these images, and then it's up to the students to do the workshop with Claudia. One very quick thing. A lot of people ask me, why do I like Capture One so much? Well, I love Lightroom, don't get me wrong. All my images live in Lightroom, but Capture One is an awesome tethering solution and it's a great RAW converter. But there's more. I'm going to show you that very quickly. Now, we always need more images from one original, and in this case I need a final image, which is a TIFF, 16 bits Adobe RGB, and this is for storage, so that's the final retouch. And I need an internet version with my logo in there. Now with Lightroom you have to export twice. With Capture One we can export 2 at the same time, or 3 or 4 or 5 if we do video. We also have a 4K version, 1080 version, and that really helps to speed up your workflow. So, Capture One not only for the tethering and for the RAW conversion, but also because you can use different recipes at the same time. So only with one click of the button, everything's done, and you don't have to export 3, 4, 5 different recipes. I retouched all the images and I created the internet versions, and now it's important to get them out to you guys on social media. And when you do social media, always use the hashtags. They have a term for that called writing the hashtags. And why is that important? Very simple, because it will show up on the timeline of the persons with the hashtags, in my case the companies which gear I used. So, are you guys ready for the workshop with Claudia? Let's go. Okay, so Anne-Week has her birthday tomorrow, and one of our students, Willem, actually brought her a ding dong for on her electric bike. It's not an electric bike because she can't bike anymore, of course, because she's still very young, right, Anne-Week?
Kan het niet wat zachter staan?
Awesome.
Nou.
Lunch and tea. so that was the workshop with Claudia and she did great. But today we also have some sad news. Well, sad news? It's not really sad news, it's something that's bound to happen. Because today is the final day for Afra and Steffi. Their internship is officially over. So, let's see how they feel about that.
Whoo, Afra, whoo!
Okay, so you're hanging up the picture again?
Yeah, trying to.
Trying to. Well, at least it faces the right way.
So.
Okay, so Afra and Steffi. 6 months for one. And how long was your sentence, Steffi?
From the 31st of May till today.
We don't even want to know how long that was. Did it feel long?
No, actually not, but only the last month, but that's always so.
Yeah, then you got really tired of me.
Like always.
And did you like it, Afra?
Yes.
Yes? She's very short. Yes!
Yes!
I will really miss you girls, so you did great. So now we're actually going to give you, of course, your grades. So Annemiek, are you ready for this? So we have a new system within our studio, and we're going to use this also for you guys for our portfolio reviews, and we call it What's the Number? So we have, for two, we have Afra and we have Steffi, and we have the thumbs down or the thumbs up. And we can also do it in the middle. So, we're gonna do it for Steffi and Afra. I give them thumbs up because we really loved working with you girls, and now it's time to cry.
No, I don't want to cry.
So guys, so on Tuesday we have two new interns. This time a guy and a girl, I believe.
Yeah.
So we also have a video intern, so he's gonna help us with some video material. And we're, oh, she's crying. You see she's crying.
No.
They always cry when they leave. So thank you so very much for your internship, girls. Oh my God, she's really crying. Don't cry, Afra. That's
No
not
crying,
necessary.
I'm gonna cry.
And well, guys,
I want to see it.
we're ready for the next scene because this is gonna be very, very wet.
Aww. Thumbs up.
Okay, guys, are you ready for the results from today's workshop with Claudia? There we go. So, the first shot was, of course, the jump shot. And you can see this, of course, also in the video, but this was the first result. Here we have one let go Fresnel, and actually we call it the Frankenstein reflector because it's all taped up. You saw that in yesterday's Behind the Closed Doors. So that gives that really nice pattern on the background. And love her expression here. And this is only with the Fresnel, so the strobe we turned off for this one. And here we're actually using a technique, you could call it dragging the shutter, where I actually have a delayed strobe. So this is an ELC from Ellingrom, and it's set on 2 seconds. So the modeling light from the first strobe is actually creating the whole blur area here. And then the strobe fires after 2 seconds and you get this effect. And here we have another one, where I actually also moved my camera around in a sort of wave. And this is where we used stroboscopic effects with 2 Hertz. So that means that we actually have 4 flashes in 2 seconds. And of course the final one with a big scream. Okay, so the only thing I now have to do is actually make my backups and edit this video. But before that we have a new segment and we're gonna do that right now. Okay, so today we have a totally new segment in Behind the Closed Doors, and we're gonna continue that segment, and it's called Photo Critiques. Now it's a very simple name, of course. If you know a better name, just let me know. Now, I put a post on social media this morning, send me some images and I'm gonna give you an honest review on those images. Now, normally we do this for the guys who do our Patreon, and they have a closed up Facebook site and you can post your images and I will give you some comments on them. And of course, once a month we do a proper portfolio review for somebody with 1 or more images. Now, this is not a proper portfolio review. What I want to do is very quickly go through the shot and just give some pointers about what I would change. So today's shot we're going to show you now, and I'm going to show you how I would change it and the things that I would actually do differently or that I really like about the shot. So let's continue with part 1, the first time photo critique in Behind the Closed Doors. Okay, so here we have the picture from Erwin Bergkamp, and he told me it was done in his mobile studio. And it's an okay picture, but I would change a few things. And to show you guys, we're gonna open this in Photoshop, and I'm gonna do some changes to the image. Okay, so here we have the shot, and it's a pretty nice portrait. It's shot from a slightly higher angle, which I like for this shot. What I would do is to draw the attention more to the person in the shot is actually crop it just a little bit. And let me do it like this. This way you get way more attention to his eyes and makes it even more direct. So it comes over a little bit more aggressively, and I think seeing his look that he would really like this. Now let's go back to the previous one. Without the crop, there's a lot of space above. And I always tell people, you know, there are no people walking around with this sort of head, so why show everything? We know there's hair over there, so let's just crop it out. There we go. The other thing is, his eyes are pretty dark. So what I would do is, and it's a low resolution shot, so I'm not going to retouch it too good. Take the dots tool, I'll make it smaller. And don't ever do the eye white, but just go around the iris here. And just lighting it up. Don't make it look like a Barbie doll. And just open it up just a little bit with your dots tool. Okay, that looks better. And overall, I really like the shot. He's really intense, and lighting wise, I like that there's a little bit of shadow here with a little bit of accent light. Overall, great shot, but I would crop it a little bit more aggressively and open up the eyes. Now, when I shoot something like this, I actually ask my model to do the chin just a little bit more up, so you can get more light in his eyes, because this shadow over here, let me zoom in, this shadow, this is a little bit too much for me. I don't want shadows in the eyes per se in this kind of shots. So, really great shot, Erwin. And I hope you like what I told you about the shot. So, mostly the crop. Now, if you want your image reviewed, and as you can see I do it really fast, just email us at photoreview@frankdoorhof.com, and every episode I will select one or maybe two images and we'll do a very, very quick review. So, this was it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Behind the Closed Doors. Every day we try to do it a little bit different and a little bit better. So subscribe to our channel if you liked it. And if you didn't like it, watch the next one. Maybe you will like that one. Thank you so very much for watching, guys, and see you next time. Bye bye. Starting the edit process for you guys. So uploading right after this.